Hello everyone and welcome to CASCAR. My name is Noah Walter and you join me live here for the My Cause, My Car here at Phoenix, presented by WEAG Designs. I am excited to get this race underway. We have an amazing field of cars here tonight at Phoenix Raceway. It's going to be late afternoon, dipping into under the lights here at the infamous, honestly, Phoenix, which has been recently reconfigured here on the iRacingMotorsports.com platform. I am excited. Man, I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to say that. But seriously, we had a great qualifying run. We got some fresh faces in the field as well. We got a lot of interesting things going on, and we're going to get right into it here starting now. Let's head on in and see just what the results of qualifying were. Starting on pole position, no surprise, it's Stephen Black there in the number 98. Alongside is going to be Matt R. Stewart in his first start, subbing in for Kyle Mundell, who is unfortunately unable to make it. In the second row in the inside lane, it's going to be Big Bob Carl there in the number 2. Alongside, it's going to be number 39 of Brandon Fiedler. In row number 3, it's going to be Paul Ems and Richard Drake that are going to be having to duke it out to see who can get further faster. Then in row number 4, it's going to be Greg Snellgrove with the number 4 of Cody Snyder alongside, bringing up 8th. Fifth row inside lanes go to the 55 of Jeffrey Belk with Patrick Caluccio alongside in the 18. Row number 6 is going to go to Wesley Goodwin in his first start in the 11, with Brian Frattian going to be starting 12th. Row number 7 goes to Michael Jennings and Tyler Hallahan, who are going to have to battle themselves to see who can get further with their very far back positions. In row number 8, it's going to be Matt Malavagna and Wes Gallo battling. Row number 9 is going to go to Michael Sparks and Will Cloud, as you can see there in 17th and 18th. Then finally bringing up the rear of the field is going to be Brady Floyd, Sylvan Seguin, and Mark LaPierre, but I do believe Mark unfortunately did get disconnected. Now, with this being one of those weird tracks here on iRacing, where I don't think the system doesn't quite know how to handle with it as either a big track or a small track, so we're just going to take it as it's going to be treating it like a big one. We've got a nice big field of cars. We're going to go through them all a bit later on as we roll through here, through turns 3 and 4, which were previously 1 and 2, because of course it is here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Off of 4 we go. Green flag. Decent launch there for Stephen Black. Goes right to the bottom there of that dogleg. You can see everybody trying to figure out what line they want to take. Whoa, big surge up there for the number 39 of Brandon Fiedler. He does not want to get caught behind again. We know how Pocono went last week, and that was an intense race. Matt Stewart there in his first start running in second position, currently trying to battle himself to keep it up there, but it's going to be an intense one for these first few laps until the tires begin to wear, and it's going to be lap number 70 that brings out our caution. As your field rolls on by here, you can see them all working together right now, trying to figure out their best line as Stephen Black is trying to get away, but that is going to be a bump from Rob Carl there into the rear of the 34 of Matt Stewart. And a bump again from the 2 into the 39. It looks like Rob Carl does not want to be anyone's pet today, and is going to be battling it out to see how fast he can get to the front. Well, as a bit alluded to there in the title, it's going to be the My Car, My Cause event. And with that, almost every single driver out here, thankfully, has put on a very special paint scheme. So that means something to all of them. And the caution comes out already. Unsurprising, it is Phoenix. We will come back to that and see just what happened there. And we'll be right back. All right, we got your caution here. Unfortunately, it's you're gonna see here. So we go ahead and bring it up. Friend of the channel there, it is going to be Matt Malavagna in the number 3. Comes off of turn number 2, previously turn number 4. Looks like he just catches it, the grip at the wrong angle. Car starts to grip up as he's going sideways, locks up the tires. He's gone. sending him to the bottom to collide with the inside wall very hard there. You can see Will Cloud was able to avoid the incident, thankfully for him, but that is going to be putting Malavanya in an unfortunate position right now, running in 21st to the rear of the field. Well, as we come back out to real time, you can see Stephen Black has been able to maintain that lead. Your entire, top 5 hasn't really changed too much there. You can see everybody has been trying very hard to remain consistent. Interesting battles we're going to be seeing for sure here in this 140-lap race. Also means it's 140 miles. Let's go and start off with some of these paint schemes just a little bit. Of course, we'll start off with our leader here, Stephen Black, who is going to be running his Special Operations Warrior paint scheme, which is an organization that provides scholarships and educational counseling to the children of Spec Ops personnel who unfortunately had their parents and relatives killed in the line of duty in the United States. But Special Operations Warrior hopes to, improve the lives of those that make the ultimate sacrifice here in the United States. And I know it means a lot to Steven, and you can tell every single time, and you can see now he wants to show that pride he has here tonight with Special Operations Warrior. All right, as the iRacing.com pace car pulls off there off of turn number 2, it's going to be the weirdly long pace up until the green. The AI likes to still floor it in the back here. Patch that still needs to be updated there, iRacing, if you're listening by any chance. All right, as we head through turn number 3 now, Stephen Black once again has the bottom. He's got the lead. He's got a lot of competitive cars around him, though. Keep an eye out for that Richard Drake, number 41 right there, to be a dark horse in this race. This is a green flag here at Phoenix. Diving down, we see the 39 there of Brandon Fiedler wanting to get around Stephen as fast as possible. We know how it's gone for him. And he takes him out! Turns around the 98, collides him up to the wall. We got to see that in real time. Oh, many cars absolutely obliterated that. Some unintentional for sure, and I think a lot of people are going to be pretty upset at that one as Brandon Fiedler rolls away undamaged. Is number 39. We'll be right back and see some different angles of that and see how it all went down. And who is going to be angry at who from that. All right, as we resume here, you can see 39 coming down on the inside. Unintentional, definitely looks, but it just happened. Sends Steven up into the wall, collects the 34 and the 2. Top, you see Richard Drake slamming on the brakes to move out of the way. He does, but net codes there with the 22. That is unfortunate. We're going to stop there, rewind just a little bit, and check out to see the chaos that happened towards the rear. 22 of Craig Snowgrove there. We can see it getting collided into there by Richard Drake, the 41. Able to just barely slice it between the 4 and the 11. And that second impact just took out their Wesley Goodwin in his first start. Richard Drake also spinning back. We can see we'll head back once again. Wes Gallo, unfortunately, gets absolutely collected into from that one. Tyler was able to get around, and we see Patrick Caluccio spinning. We have to catch just a little bit of that, but we'll rewind once again just to see it, as that was quite the interesting way he got taken out. You can see that Sparks locks up the brakes there, and that 42 turns hard to the right to avoid it, and he does a pretty good job of doing so, but ends up taking Caluccio out in the process. However, Patrick was able to keep it off of the wall and in a pretty good spot, as we see Steven rolling by Brady Floyd as well there in that 20. Some of these guys are both seeing it as a blessing and a curse for being this far back in the field. What an interesting start to this race we've had already. All right, as we're now back up into live, we'll jump up to your leader and see how he is doing there. The number 39 of Brandon Fiedler will be taking the start on this one. We resume now. Lights on the pace car are off. We're going green this time. Talking about Brandon's paint here, it's going to be the National Canine Cancer Foundation. He's running it because he loves his doggos, the ones he has had. and the ones he has. You know, lots of positive memories that we get with all of our K9s out there, and our felines too, but we know the feel in Brandon, and he wants to make sure he honors some good memories and make them all positive. So, nice paint that he's running out there here tonight, honoring some honorary family members. All right, as we roll down the backstretch here at Phoenix, lights are starting to come on. Paul Ems is going to be running alongside in the 28. And he's got his teammate, Greg Snowgrove, 22 behind, as well as Jeffrey Belk behind his teammate, Brandon Fiedler. As we come out of 3 now, before we head into 4, wait for it, it's green flag here at Phoenix. Diving down once again, I think that's going to be the interesting start pattern we got to watch, as all the leaders are going to dive down as hard as possible. That's going to be an interesting move for him, though, able to take away that lead, and he's going to be running away with it now. Jeffrey Belk has got the bottom over Paul Ems for now. He's got it, but how long can he hold on to it? We have to ask for the 55 PCOS machine. Let's see if he can regain that bottom still. Tires are starting to wear in at this point, running the very bottom there, cutting the dog leg. Interesting part of Phoenix where you can just cut however hard you want, but it looks like a little bit faster for Paul Ems. They're able to secure himself that second place position that I know he wants. Greg Snowgrove not too much further behind either, though. They're in that 22 Drive to End Hunger machine, inspired by Jeff Gordon. Cody Snyder up running in 5th position with his HKS. Close to the wall there. Caution out once again. We will see what caused that in just a moment. We'll be right back. All right, we got your caution here. Let's go and bring it up now so you can see what is going on. See the 66 of Sylvan Seguin there going into turn number 3. Not sure if he comes down or he had the line. Westgallo just doesn't surrender it. Not too sure there. So go into 3, gets his rear end clipped. West gets shunted into the rear end there by Drake as Sylvan slides up the track. Thankfully, it seemed like a pretty harmless collision, though, for most. Aside from Caluccio there, he got slammed into pretty hard. But even then, that wasn't too bad. So, we have seen worse, and I'm sure we have worse yet to come. But that is an unfortunate position change there for that 66 breast cancer awareness Chevrolet Camaro. Alright, as we hop back up into real time, couldn't get to see all these cars coming back. We're going to jump up to the front of your field once again. Paul Ems is going to be starting in 2nd position, as was before. Let's go and talk about his paint, though. He has got the Sick Kids Foundation. There we go. Don't know why I can't say it now, but the Sick Kids Foundation is a big children's hospital up in Canada, and is a very important part. And I know that Paul takes it near and dear to his heart to make sure that he supports that. So good to see him supporting it. Also here on the iRacing.com Motorsport Simulations platform. I know that he and everyone else here certainly does appreciate it. Got a nice, good motivation boost to anyone that needs it, especially those sick kids. Nice paint scheme, though, brought to you by WEAG Designs there, who is, ironically, the sponsor of this race, who put on such a fantastic idea and show for us here, too. Want to get your WEAG design so you can check out Westgallo's stuff. You can find him on Instagram over at Salt Potato. Alright, as we roll through the dog leg heading into turn number 1. This front row looks very similar as we have seen it before. Jeffrey Belk starting in 3rd position once again. Snellgrove in 4th. A bit further behind, we got a bit of a change-up. Snyder still in 5th, and we see good old Billy Stratus, Will Cloud, running in 6th. All right, off of turn 2 they go. Let's see what happens now as we wait for the green flag start. Very long pace, almost makes me feel like Talladega, where you're sitting there waiting to enter and roll through the tri-oval to get going. Hop up to your leaders now as we roll through the restart zone, and it's going to be green flag. There we go. iRacing likes to take its time sometimes. Going down to the bottom, you can see a lot of people, especially on that bottom lane, just going straight down as far as they can to get as much of a track cut as possible. Rolling out of turn number 2 now, skimming the wall there for Great White North there, both the 28 and the 22. That is not going to make their life any easier now. Oh, we hear wrecking behind. Oh no, Stewart and Carl taken out again. Rob's bad luck is coming back to haunt him again. He won that once, and that was, well, I shouldn't say. But he won again for the 2nd time, and it just, Universe has decided that is enough for him. So we're going to rewind and take a look and see just what happened there here at Phoenix, and we'll be right back. All right, bit of an interesting one we have going on here. We go and resume here. CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Right along with Michael Sparks, you can see there in the 42, that pink car. Looks like he brakes early. Wasn't expecting the checkup from Tyler, the Steve in front of him. That scares Rob, ends up sending him into Stewart there in his first start, the 34, subbing in for Kyle Mundell. Takes them both out, spins. Marc Lapierre collected in that one. See Richard Drake and Wes Gallo there on the bottom, able to slide through, and LaPierre slides up the track, gets collided, and Jennings as well stays up high and gets right into the rear of the 8. I have a slight feeling that this being a short track, that some tempers are starting to flare just a little at this point, and I do say that with some pretty decent confidence, because that is now multiple collisions for these guys already, and we're only on lap number 20. Actually, 19. All right, we rejoin live once again. We're following along with Rob Carl there in the number 2 Triad Motorsports Camaro. Joins up to the field. He's going to be restarting in 17th. Jeffrey Belk takes the 2nd place this time. He's going to be starting in 2nd there. When the lights on the pace car go off, he'll be on the outside. The number 55 PCOS is a very important paint scheme to him, where he is providing some support to loved ones. And good for you, Jeff, for doing so. It's a very important thing to bring awareness to. Speaking of other good things to bring awareness to, we see the Drive to End Hunger number 22 Chevrolet here with Greg Snellgrove driving. Go ahead and zoom in just a little bit there. Inspired by Jeff Gordon's famous number 24 Drive to End Hunger machine that he drove for a while in the NASCAR Cup Series. It's a very important thing to make sure that, you know, world hunger is really ended, and especially when it comes to children too. So honestly, we should all keep driving to end hunger. Brady Floyd makes it up into a higher position up here. I believe he's going to be restarting in 6th, if I'm not mistaken. See him there in that Ager Esports number 20 Ford Mustang. One of the very few Mustangs we have in the field that we get every now and then. It's good to see Brady making a few more consistent starts. We'll be seeing more how that plays out throughout the season, especially as we close up to playoffs time. Well, we're going to be restarting on 22 of 140 now as we follow along with the number 39 of Brandon Fiedler once again. So we roll down the backstretch here at Phoenix. The My Car, My Cause. Thank you to Schroeder Plumbing for giving us a fantastic Cup Series to watch all the time. All right, now as we roll through 3, getting ready to leave, it is a long pace. It's crazy even for just a 1-mile track. There we go, green flag. As I said, that bottom lane just goes down as far as possible. Ooh, bit of a slide there out of the 22. We see M's trying to battle up now to get that second place back, but it's just not enough. And wow, what a speed boost there out of the 55 of Jeffrey Belk. Shoots around his teammate there of the 39, Brandon Fiedler. Paul M's looking down as well. I think Brandon is running on some really old tires, and I think he burned him up a bit, which is not going to be helping his case. They're going to be 3 wide running through the dog leg there. Brady Floyd on the bottom, making up some big moves. You can see the jump he had heading back up onto the track there. Brady had to turn there. Brady Floyd cutting his way all the way up into 4th position. Keep in mind that he started way further back in this race. 14 positions gained. Currently running in 4th. That is the kind of craziness that we get to see some of these guys here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. A lot of good talent. Very close there to Snellgrove. Goodness, he is driving aggressively, but he's also got Stephen Black right on his rear bumper, who I can already tell you is out for vengeance there on that black and pink 39. Stephen Black is ready to get a move on. Caution's out once again here at Phoenix. We'll be right back. Looks like some of our first start drivers are not having the easiest of nights so far here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. We're going to rejoin now so we can see just what is going on here at Phoenix. You can see there it's the number 11 of Wesley Goodwin in his Engine Ice Chevrolet Camaro. So he rolls out of turn number 2. Just loses it off of 2. Nothing he can do about it. Slides down to the bottom, collides with the inside wall, very similar to Malavagna did at the start of this race as well. Loses the front end there. That is going to be a demolished car for sure as everybody rolls on by. An unfortunate incident there for our first-time start driver. Hopefully he'll be able to make a comeback later on throughout the race. Well, as we're in now, you can see that Jeffrey Belk and Paul M's are going to be your 1-2 starts here at Phoenix for right now. Interesting to see that this changes up just a little bit every so often. So with Belk being on the bottom on this start, that is going to leave Paul in a very interesting position. He's got to choose how he wants to roll these next few lines. Otherwise, he may find himself falling backwards throughout the field. But Brandon Fiedler going to be there on the second row. The inside has something very big to be concerned about. He's got the number 98 of Stephen Black right behind him. So when the lights on the pace car go off, we're going to have some very interesting racing going on here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. See Will Cloud there, good old Billy Stratus, as he's otherwise known, there running in the St. Jude's. Number 48. Toyota Camry there for Fisher Sport Racing. A little bit of a late join for him here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Originally starting out as a unaligned driver in a Chevrolet, no less. Coming up to race now for Fisher Sport and is very happy to be with the entire Equipment Geek family. You can see Tyler Hallahan there in the number 88 Moose Fraternity Chevrolet for Great White North Motorsports. Great to see. You gotta love it. The Moose Fraternity helping out teens and elders all alike across the U.S. in many different ways. That link on the side is a little bit outdated, though, so don't go there. Still, the Moose Fraternity, very nice to see them getting some good PR there with Mr. Hallahan. Go Tyler. Go Moose. All right. With the lights on the pace car now off, we're going to be 2 wide. And Brady Floyd is going to be starting in 4th, right behind Paul Ems. Like I said, he's been cutting and dicing his way up through the field. Only within roughly 30 laps, just under, he's gotten himself up so far. Let's see what he's going to be able to do going forward. I think he chewed off his tires pretty hard, but he did get a few lucky cautions in there too. So, we're going to see how he does handle it. Jeffrey Belk there, you can see it in the 55, going to be leading the field to green as we approach the start-finish line. All right, now as we roll through turn number 3, it is a very long pace. I have to say it every time just because it is so long. We approach the restart zone, and it's going to be green flag. Said down to the bottom they go. Looks like they do not have the speed on the restarts I know they want. Looks like he does have enough as of now to keep himself ahead of that bright blue number 28. We're not seeing used to in that color. Been a while since we've seen Paul in a blue car. Used to now the orange. Even before it was a orange and blue Valvoline. But very interesting to see now all blue. Well, now as they continue to rip and tear through, we see that they're running pretty consistently, starting to form out a little bit more single file than we've seen before in these last couple of laps. As your leaders continue to roll through. Stephen Black now up into 4th position on the inside there of Brady Floyd. Slides up to give him a big old block. Not going to be letting him through one bit there. Stephen Black is on a roll. He wants to get right back up there. We can see that Brandon Fiedler, I think, is trying to stay out of the way just a little bit. He knows what he did earlier, and even if it was unintentional, doesn't matter. See him rolling up there. You can see he's got that car in his sights. He wants the positions. Bit loose there. We get to see going through the turns. He's got to hold on to it, but still, if you run a little bit too loose for too long, your tires just disappear. Brady Floyd putting some real pressure there on Steven, though. Not going to be making it easy for him now. So Stephen Black up into 3rd position, cutting his way through. Jeffrey Belk still has the lead, fighting with his teammate for it there. Number 39 of Brandon Fiedler. We see now it's going to be Stephen Black trying to close up the gap. M's on the outside of Floyd there through the turns down into the backstretch. See Rob Carl there a little bit further back, running in 8th position, hoping to make up some moves after he had some unfortunate luck in the beginning of this race. Cody Snyder rides up to the top. He's now going to be riding that bottom, hoping to get on by. Will Cloud continues to roll forward, and I think that's going to be another position there for Rob if he's not going to be able to fight him off too hard. Stephen Black continues to close up to the cars in front. You can see he's right there on the rear bumper of the 39. Stephen Black looking to the inside to see if he can take it. Got to see some very interesting lines earlier on throughout in practice, and they certainly do a few interesting things. We see Brandon keeping on the outside. He does not want to risk it and taken out by the 98 this time. Maybe he's going to go for a crossover in the next few laps, hoping to, maybe trick him out. As we see now as they head down the backstretch, Steven continuing to fight, looking for the front. Goes down to the bottom. That 98 Special Operations Warrior Chevrolet going to be making this very interesting there. So see Brady Floyd continuing to hope to push forward there as he's back and forth, hoping to really try. He's made a long way of progress for it, but he's got to get around the next few cars if he wants to really progress. Heading down the backstretch there, we see Jeffrey Belk starting to extend his lead just a hair. Close once again there from the 39 and the 98. These two have had some interesting... Yeah, I shouldn't even say that. I should really... Steven and Equipment have had some interesting interactions over the past couple of weeks here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series, and I think that they all know that, and it's starting to get a little bit more aggressive race by race between the two. As you see Steven as he's closed up to Jeff ahead, hoping to get on by. Just Jeff's going to not let him through, guard that bottom lane. That's the interesting part. Stock car racing, you can just never forget. You always can just be a massive roadblock. However, that does come at a price because the other person can take you out probably without damaging themselves either. Jesse, good to see you out in the chat. Welcome back. Up to the high line, it is for Jeff. I think he runs a bit wide, does not want to get into too much trouble with Stephen Black there as he now is on the bottom, going to be taking away that lead. And Stephen Black is your new leader. Field continues to race by. It's hard to break away from your lead action here because it's a constant battle. Jeff is not going to give it up so easily. We're all watching. Is that you, Glenda, Donk, and the rest of the family? As we see Steven there continuing to lead, starting to extend just a little bit. You can see that the jump they have, though, from the apron up to the racing surface once again. Must be kind of brutal on the suspension. You don't want to abuse it too much, otherwise you will find yourself in a not so ideal position later on. Floyd still in fourth. He's got some pressure from the two of Carl behind. He's not going to be giving up too easily, though. Good to see the whole family's all watching together there, Jesse. As we continue to roll now through turn number 3, a block there for Brady Floyd onto the two of Carl. That does not want to let him through at all. If he can hold onto it up until lap 70, he would be in a fantastic spot, but it is going to be a difficult thing to do. 70 miles is quite a distance to go, especially in these massive supercars. Dude, it's what they are. I mean, stock cars, but still massive horsepower. Tires that, well, they grip a lot for the short term. They definitely do disappear. It's all a matter of who can save the most and get the furthest forward. A little bit of extend there for Brady over Carl now, who's getting some pressure from Ems behind there in the 28 as we hop over to Will Cloud now in the 48. Let's go ahead and jump through the back of your field a little bit and see some of the other people we got racing here. Someone we have not spoken about yet is the 81 of Brian Frattian. He won last week over at Pocono in his infamous number 81 Victos machine, although he is going to be here supporting the Arthritis Foundation. I know that's something he personally, it means a lot to him, so he's going to be supporting that near and dear to his heart. And that is good to see for Brian to be doing so. And hopefully he can continue rolling forward here. He's been pretty content just rolling right now. He's stayed around 10th position this entire race so far. Has not surrendered it once. But further back, we can see the 07 there of Wes Gallo, the person that was able to put on this show for us. Thank you very much to Wes for that. Looks like we're going to have Stewart going to be going alongside there in the 34. It's weird, and there it is. The Mundell is still on the front banner. That is not Kyle Mundell driving. That is Matt Stewart. Truck Series driver brought up into Cup for a one-time start here at Phoenix. Hopefully he'll be getting more. He's been pretty competitive so far, especially now that he's in a damaged car and still running well. As I was saying, though, Wes Gallo there in the 07, the man that has allowed us to put on this fantastic event. They're running in a Davey Allison tribute car for the Donate to Life car. He's doing it in honor of Davey Allison, who, when he died, was able to help 93 people in his death by donating his organs. And that is a massive amount, and that saves a lot of people. Anybody can do it, any age group. There is no discrimination when it comes to it at all. Go and see if you are eligible today, because it is a fantastic thing to do, and I am glad that it is something that Wes is supporting. Matt Stewart, though, here in the 34, running in a Movember Chevrolet. Now, that's interesting because we were able to see this paint scheme before when Kyle was running it in the month of November. However, once again, it is good to see back out. It is a fantastic cause supporting men's cancer awareness and mental health. November. Still, what a nice field we've had so far. A lot of cars out here at Phoenix. Gotta love it. Steve Black continues to extend his lead, now up to 0.7 seconds ahead. We're head over now to a bit of a battle that I think is starting to go on here. Oh, caution comes out, as I believe it was, yep, there it is. Number 8 of Mark LaPierre, unfortunately, involved in it. So we'll be right back and see what happened, as this is a very interesting time for the caution to come out. 20 before the next stage. All right, we got your incident here. Let's go and see just what happened here at Phoenix as we go and bring it up now. You can see the 8 there, the Kinney's Foundation. Well, overall just Kinney's car, but also has the Kinney's Foundation on it. Number 8 loses it out of 2, I think. Yep. See, that rear end wants to play. Hards back into the wall. I'm surprised he didn't lose his bumper from that one, and it looks like Jennings tries to dive down to avoid, but ends up just collecting him anyway. Very interesting wreck avoidance tactic there out of Michael Jennings and the St. Jude Children's Hospital, number 86. And that leaves the 8 dead in the water on the track, bringing out the yellow. Go and bring up on the right-hand side your pit board. You can see just about everybody has gone into pit, unsurprisingly. We'll be right back, and we're going to jump up into live coverage. All right, as you can see, still got that right-hand side, your pit lane information. Thank you to Pierce Graphics, who puts together our overlay package every single CASCAR weekend, and also all of our overlays here on Forkloak Media. Unfortunate yellow for some of these guys, but a blessing in disguise for some others. Maybe your cars up here that we're seeing have some confidence that they can make it to the end without a change in tires or fuel, and will be on a upper end strategy going forward. But thus has remained to be seen here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Speaking of Schroeder Plumbing, I believe it is a good time to mention that Schroeder Plumbing is a family-run company that has been in business for over 50 years in the southeast Wisconsin area. They specialize in residential new construction and remodeling and plumbing services. They also work with several local builders, or they will work with individuals hoping to build their dream home or do their own remodeling. If you are interested in any of that and you are in that southeast Wisconsin area, because I know some people are, and it is a fantastic local business to support. Their office number is at 262-971-0401. That number is, again, 262-971-0401. Schroeder Plumbing. They give us a fantastic Cup Series, so we have to give a huge shout-out to them for that. Also got to give a thank you to WEAG Designs, who makes many of the cars that you see out on track here tonight. You can check out Wes's stuff over at, on Instagram, over at the salt_potato. So lights on the pace car roll out. It's going to be Matt Stewart starting on the front row with Richard Drake alongside Floyd and Carl behind. Then Fiedler and Black going to be a bit further as well. We're going to bring up your ticker extension to see who is on what age of tires. And as you can see there, it's going to be your top 2 that are on some very old tires, and I believe are going to get absolutely blasted when it comes up to this start. As we roll down the backstretch here at Phoenix, the lights are on, the track temperature is dropping, and the racing is going to continue. Through turn number 3, they go. It's going to be Matt Stewart leading the field in his first start here in the CASCAR Cup Series, filling in for Kyle Mundell. He's been doing a great job so far, and now that means he does get officially some laps led for Kyle. That's great for him. And whoa, you can see the disparity in speed as they're going to be 5 wide as they head down into the front row. You can see there's still 3, now 4. 3 back once again, running through turns 1 and 2 after the exit of the dogleg. Now, as they roll down into the backstretch, they are racing each other, skimming the wall there for Wes Gallo. Now back to 2 wide racing. I think they all realize this is a very dangerous game to play, being that aggressive early on. But old tires, what is going on for Matt Stewart now as he's been able to maintain that lead exceptionally well? Some very nice well blocking there from Richard Drake and some of your other guys. Stephen Black was not able to just run away with it instantly. Brady Floyd there in the 20s, currently the lead car on fresh tires. He's got to chase down that number 34 and keep Stephen Black in the 98 behind. However, with Stephen alongside, I think that's going to be a very tall order. Stephen Black is last year's CASCAR Cup Series champion. And I believe now he's going to be pushing very hard, trying to get as far forward as possible. Floyd back down into 4th position. I think he's getting a little bit sick of seeing that. Now into 5th. He's got a long way to recover. I think on the longer runs, that Ford Mustang has been working out very well for him, but just in the short runs, he is not doing the best. Jeffrey Belk now up into 2nd position. A massive recovery effort out of him, trying to chase down the leader of Black before lap number 70 hits for his PCOS Toyota Camry. I don't know when you sent that, Jesse. I wasn't really paying too much attention, but yes, that is Slew Goodness. Adding it in there as an emoji. Gotta love it. Spelk now extends over his teammate behind Brandon Fiedler. He has to close into Black up ahead. You can see that gap drops on the left-hand side, but I don't know how long that's going to be. Steven has been doing iRacing for a very long time and is a very well-skilled driver, and has been shown constantly, time and time again. You can see her there with that 4.2K I rating. Speaking of some interesting things, let's go and look and see what our weather is like. Track temperature still at 84 degrees that it was at practice, but air temperature has gone down to 81. I'm still waiting for the sun to officially go down here at Phoenix, because as soon as it does, it gets cold and fast. Welcome to the desert, Arizona. What's going on there? Hop back a little bit further now. We see the 88 of Hallahan there hanging on to it. It looks like Michael Sparks is rolling down pit road there in the number 42 F Cancer Chevrolet Camaro. Cancer of all forms, we all know it is awful and we all hate it. And that is the big message that Michael wanted to get out to everybody, is to really just F Cancer. Your top 4 have absolutely broken away from the rest of the pack, as we see Brady Floyd holding up Wes Gallo and the rest of your cars here as they roll on by. As we're going to hop back up here to Paul Ems, who is struggling to hang on to Brandon Fiedler ahead. Same with him and Jeffrey Belk, as they all try to chase down Stephen Black, who just continues to run away here at Phoenix. And back a little bit further, let's go ahead and talk about someone we haven't so far, and I think we definitely should. That's going to be Patrick Caluccio we've seen. He's had quite the recovery effort after multiple incidents being involved in. He is currently the last car on the lead lap, and does not look like it because he is on the move there in that number 18. He is supporting is the Prescott Foundation over in Albany, New York, who have 5 World War II aircraft and continue to honor heroes of World War II to this day in Albany. Great to see, and I hope that you all go to check them out, because they have some very interesting aircraft over in the Prescott Foundation. Jumping forward a bit now, I think we're starting to see a battle here between the 20 and the 22. Greg Snellgrove and Brady Floyd. We can see that Snellgrove just looks to be that little bit faster, but not quite fast enough to just rocket away yet. Seeing his drive to end hunger. Chevrolet Camaro down to the bottom goes Will Cloud there in the 48, hoping to really cut the track. He really goes down to the bottom. He's trying to get something done. You can see Brian Frattian follows. That's going to give Will the position to get up ahead, but he's got to take that turn just a little bit different, and it slows him down. However, he's going to be battling side by side now there with Snugger. Ooh, slide there out of 2. This track is a very difficult one to get around, and with that, actually, we're going to hop over to Jeffrey Belk and see how he has been able to do it, as he is our Folklook Media driver. Start down the backstretch here. You can see just the nice smoothness of it at first until you head into the bumpiness that is turn 3 and 4. You got to ride the wall up to the top, and then you have to make your choice. How far do you cut down? And it looks like he's going to take a bit more of a conservative line today. However, it is an important factor that plays into your overall speed as we close in to the 39 ahead. You can see Brandon's dog Loki there on the back. Gotta love it. I was talking earlier about the jump from the apron back up to the racing surface. You'll see that in the dog leg up here once again as we cross the start-finish line. Depending on how far we cut down, you can see that it just, ooh, big slam in the suspension up. However, as he's taking a more conservative line, it is not too big of a deal as of now. Going to finish up this lap here with Jeffrey Belk before we go back out to an outside view, as it won't be too much longer until we get the stage. I believe that Stephen Black almost assuredly does have it. That 98 machine rolling on by there on lap number 69. 2 to go before he gets the stage, and caution comes out now. It is going to be not very nice, as that means that everyone else around him is going to be racing very, very hard. Well, with that, we click into lap 70. On the completion of this lap, the yellow flag will fly, and it will signify the end of the stage. Everybody will roll down pit road to get some fuel and tires. Head down the backstretch. Stephen Black definitely has it in the bag now. Almost a 2-second gap between himself and Fiedler behind. Out of turn 4 he goes behind LaPierre and Sparks across the line. Stephen Black is going to be taking it there here in the Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. The WEAG Designs My Car, My Cause event. Stephen Black is your stage winner. Once he rolls down pit road, we'll go ahead and bring up Stephen and see just how he was able to do it. Not only get such an extended lead, but the recovery effort he was able to make as well. Recovering so far. That's right, Jesse. One by one, they are getting accepted. Won't be too much longer until all of a sudden we have an entire army of your entire army of characters coming into the stream. As we see the 98 Special Operations Warrior, number 98, behind the pace car, rolling down into pit road. Like I said, as soon as he hits pit road and pulls into his pit stall, we'll bring him up. After the interesting events that we got to see last season, I do try to let these guys get into pit road because I know it does break their focus. And, well, I don't want to be the result of penalties, so. To let you in on a little bit of a secret here, audience at home, the plan is whoever wins this race is going to go up onto the victory podium here, Victory Lane podium here at Phoenix, and I certainly do hope whoever wins this race does, as that is a fantastic thing to see. All right, with that, Stephen Black has rolled into his pit stall. Let's go ahead and bring him up and see how Stephen is doing, as he's been putting on quite the show here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Stephen's over in the booth. Do you read me?
I got you.
Well, you just won the stage, and that's going to be another one in the books here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. How did you do it?
I got turned by Brandon earlier, so I had to make my way back up to the front and Unfortunately, even though I had my right sides unchecked, it changed my right side tires, so I had one less than on the left side. So I'm kind of hoping this goes green the rest of the way.
I see. That is going to be a very difficult thing to handle. But I mean, what a recovery effort you made after getting spun.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now. Just like I said, needed to stay green and or have quick cautions if we do have quick cautions, because the long run and then a caution isn't going to help me at all. So we'll see.
We will definitely see how it goes. Who do you have to thank for such a great race car here tonight?
Thank you for broadcasting. Shout out to all the admins here at CASCAR, and shout out to everyone that comes out to run every week. And it means a lot.
All right. Thank you much for your time, Steven. I do appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.
Number 98 of Stephen Black. Well, actually, you know what? Someone else I think we should bring up. And you know what? No, we're going to keep that as a surprise for later. That's what we're going to do. My apologies. I was going to bring up somebody special, but we're going to make sure we do that in just a little bit. We'll have a nice little chat about this event. The WEAG Designs My Car, My Cause has been going well so far here at Phoenix. It's short track racing here with CASCAR. We've hit a lot of cautions so far, but a lot of good racing as well. Very competitive. Stephen Black is going to be starting on the front row with Jeffrey Buck alongside. You can see these guys roll through into turn number 1. Different approaches they're all going to be wanting to take. You can see that 48 there of Will Cloud. Do not often get to see Billy, so it's good to see him whenever we do. And Richard Drake. It's been a little bit since we have seen up here, running in the 41. He's clearly changed up his paint scheme a little bit. However, he did not tell me what he did and what he is supporting, so we'll make sure we ask him a little bit later on. With that, however, we have your entire pack of cars now rolling through turn number 3. It won't be long now as we head into turn number 4, and it's through the restart zone. Green flag. A little bit early on that one. Steve Black is off to a really good start there, going down to the bottom. However, Fiedler does not let him go. Close there for Ems and Gallo as they continue to fight. Wow, a lot of speed there out of Belk as he rolls through, and the caution rolls out again. We're going to see what happened there. Very interesting that the caution flew so fast. We'll be right back and see what happened here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Apologies for the delay on that one. It was our software here did not want to tell me who gotten into an incident where, and it was difficult to see for a bit. However, we do have your incident up on tape here. Let's go and bring it up and see what happened. Follow along there off the exit of the dog leg. I think Sparks comes up, does not know where Floyd is. Floyd kind of just running his line. Sparks collects the 20, who then gets into Jennings. Jennings had a rough race there for that St. Jude's machine. As we see Floyd sliding across the track, and then Matt Molavania slows down hard to make sure he does not get involved. And I think that Major Slow got iRacing very much so in a tizzy. Actually clips the 3 there. Floyd does. But it looks like he is able to recover, which is good to see. So, well, he's got that thing under control, and we'll be going green shortly once again. And Stephen Black rolls down pit road to go into a pretty far back place. We'll be right back and see where everybody turns up. Alright, as we are back here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series, get to see who's leading this race. This is going to be Jeffrey Belk with Brandon Fiedler alongside Paul Ems, and Wes Gallo not far behind either. I think Wes is a little bit excited to be with his teammates and with Paul. Good group that, you know, these guys all in CASCAR are. They all know each other. They all like to have some good fun with each other. I think that's why Wes is coming up to just ride the rear bumper of the 28 there. There as we now roll through the dog leg, and it's gonna be lights are off on the pace car. We're gonna be ready to roll. Rob Carl, who's gone on a bit of a recovery race so far these last several races, but honestly even this race too, getting wrecked out almost twice I believe it was in the beginning, now coming back with a good enough car. He's ready to get rolling. Just see Wes pushing his pseudo teammate there, Brandon Fiedler, ahead of the pace car. He's ready to go. With that, the iRacing.com pace car does pull off here at Phoenix. As we head down into turn number 3, you get to see your field all go on by. Alright, and it's gonna be green flag. Literally once again. There it is, green flag. Somebody was jumping around. Alright, the field rushes on by. You can see the mass chaos that is the dog leg when they're first going by. That is loud. Get out of that camera quick. It's not my intention to deafen the audience here. Brandon Fiedler now is beginning to take it away there in first position in the 39. Jeffrey Belk holding up Paul Ems and Wes Gallo behind. Rob Carl, no one to make some moves ahead, still running in 5th. The person that's making some moves right now is Brian Frattian up into 7th position. He is still not repaired that car much yet. I don't know if he does not have a fast repair left or he just doesn't care. Short track racing, who does care? So he's currently running in 7th. He's been roughly in this position the entire time, maybe falling back a little bit more. And well, with that, the next yellow flies. We'll be right back and see what caused that. Once again, apologies for the wait. We have your incident here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series to show just what has gone on here to bring out the yellow now. As we are in our blimp view heading down through the backstretch, we follow along with Mark Lepp here. Wow! Let's go and rewind that just a little bit once again. Did Mark just brake check him? We'll slow it down there, and I think it is. Mark just slams on the brakes extremely early. Snowgrove plows into the back of him, sending LaPierre into the wall, bringing up Sylvan Seguin, sliding up into the track, takes out Brady Floyd, sends him straight into the wall as well. That's going to be some huge front-end damage. Comes down, takes out Malavagna as well. That is a mess, and it looks like Jennings is able to stop just in time. Actually, does Malavagna save it? I mean, that's a bit of a tap of the wall, but Malavagna was able to get away from that pretty well, all things considered. So I think that's a pretty good breakaway for him, at least for him, as a lot of the other cars are now left dead on the road and in a position where they're not going to be able to recover, especially now that that one fast repair you get is gone. I have a sinking feeling that some of these cars that really want to be out there on track just can't be, due to the fact that they keep getting involved in some incidents. Either way, we are going to continue to roll here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series at Phoenix. We are over halfway through, 140 miles, 140 laps here at this interestingly shaped... Feeling Stephen Black is not too sure about how he feels when it comes to these yellows. He's now running in 13th position. Because Paul Lems is going to be the one leading us off. And it's going to be him and Rob Carl alongside Matt Stewart in his first start once again here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Going to be there starting in third. He's going to have Tyler Hallahan there running in fourth there in the Moose Fraternity, number 88. Be a moose in the Moose Fraternity, that's right. I know that Tyler likes to really promote that, and that's fair. Gotta love the moose. In any case, Rob Carl there, trying to etch out ahead of Ems, looks like just a little bit, bunch up the field a little bit, get a bit closer. I think he's ready to go more than anything. Paul Ems, once again, leading it off for the field there in the number 28 Sick Kids Foundation Chevrolet. Through the restart zone they go, and it's going to be green flag. Off to a real good start there for Ems. He knows what he is doing, rides it straight down to the bottom, and tries to break away as fast as possible. Tons of chaos there in the back, as always. There as we roll on through. How we survive every time, I do not understand. Well, most times, I do not understand. Then again, it is not my concern. As Rob Carl now is going to be challenging for the lead. He's got the grip. He's got the pace. I think he's going to... Yep, that's going to be a pass around the outside there on Paul Ems. There as Rob Carl is going to get that lap lead. As he rolls around the high side, there he goes. Rob Carl is going to try to sail away. Make that potentially up to 3 wins this season. He's currently our wins leader at 2. That is the insanity of the season we have had so far. It has been a non-stop change in who is winning these races, and a great show for everyone involved. Gotta appreciate it. Looks like Carl and Ems are going to be the ones really moving right now, but Stewart there still running in third, doing a great job of sticking it up there. You know, there were some jokes a little bit earlier on that it might be Stewart that wins his not only his first race, but gets that number 34 to the victory lane for the first time, before Mundell would be able to, and, well, we'll see. As he runs up close to the wall there. Jeffrey Belk has closed up into 4th position, and uh-oh, that's a familiar face behind. It's Richard Drake behind the number 55. The 41. Granted, I do believe it is not Jeff and Drake that have a big beef with each other. Still, that's a Equipment Geek versus Richard Drake's team. I'm trying to remember what his team is. Anyway. Continue to roll through here at Phoenix now, leaving turn number 2. Richard Drake up into the top 5. He has had quite the race here today. I mean, he has had a non-stop struggle of keeping it up the entire time, but he's rolling. He continues to go forward. Stephen Black up into 6th position. I know that's where he would like to be for now. To go forward. He said that those long runs are the things that benefits him the most right now on his strategy after he got, unfortunately, not helped by his pit crew earlier on in the race after he got spun by Frattian earlier. Still, he's got to close up to Richard Drake up ahead and then get around up to the lead as well. That's going to be quite a bit of a task for him to do with the field we have. Somebody I'm still surprised to be seeing rolling in a pretty good condition is Brady Floyd there. See him there in that number 24cloak.net Mustang. Ooh, big slide there out of the 07. He's managed to really keep that car going. I do not know how with the amount of incidents he has been in, but he's got it and he's still pushing forward as hard as he can. I would be too surprised if we start seeing him charging up to the top 5 not too long from now. Caluccio runs in 7th position at the moment, ahead of Brandon Fiedler, who looks very loose throughout that turn there. Goodness grief. Looks like he's got it under control now, though, as Caluccio holds him up. Does not want to let him by too easy. Look at the condition of Patrick's car, though. He's got a great car right now. I think that's the exact thing that he wants to promote there for the CASCAR Foundation, is showing a nice, pretty car, as they like to show off their nice, pretty airplanes. Still, that 18's got a move. However, he's going to be sliding up the track. Whoa, that is mega loose there for that 39. He somehow, don't ask me how, manages to keep it off of the wall and slide it through. He's going to lose those positions, though, down into 9th. Brady Floyd up into 8th. Got to continue to push, though. Brady does, but Brandon has a lot of ground to recover after the damage that he has sustained. This past bit, big slide out of there, out of 2. These guys are having trouble keeping it gripped up there, and that's not, I don't mean just to say Brandon or Brady there. I mean, that has been a consistent struggle point for many of the cars here. Scalo there running a 10, dive down to the bottom. He's keeping Greg Snellgrove behind as best as he can. You see that 22 drive down Hunger continue to close up. While we've been away, Stephen Black has managed to get himself up into 4th position, with Richard Drake challenging Jeffrey Belk right now for the position to get into 5th. Black has been able to get it up to 4th already, though, and he has to close up all the way up to not only Matt Stewart and Paul Ems, but also up to Rob Carl, who right now is 3 seconds ahead, and that is going to be quite the tall order to get by. Let's go and bring up our battle forecast, though, brought to you by Pierce Graphics, to see just how long we can expect it's going to take Steven to get around Matt. Well, I did say forecast, but I did not mean that one. All right, roughly 77 laps we're expecting. I definitely do not believe that. However, we can see from that estimation, though, that we know that they are going to be relatively similar in pace, but Black is faster. Good things to know as they cross the line again. We saw 25 for a second, down to 56 now. We'll keep an eye on that as we continue to roll through. I believe that 25 is just a little bit closer to the reality than we might think. Maybe even a little bit shorter. Uh-oh. Big slide, and I hear some things, and oh, goodness. Caluccio takes out Floyd as well. Looks like he saves the car. We will be right back and see what happened on that one, as we got to hear the tire screeches, but did not get to see what happened aside from Floyd and Caluccio there. So we'll be right back. All right, we got your incident here. Let's go ahead and bring that up and see what happened here at Phoenix. We roll down the backstretch. Once again, this appears to be a hot spot for activity. We see LaPierre there skimming the wall, which does not help him, but he's staying slow. And then he pulls off the wall. It gets right in the way of Fiedler. Goes down to the right to try to avoid it, but just is a bit too late because these guys are moving fast. Collects LaPierre. Sends him down to the bottom. Same with Fiedler getting spun around. This has really seemed like a bit of a constant now that we have seen there down the backstretch here at Phoenix, but just the collection of cars and how that has played out. Fiedler gets slammed into there by the 22 of Snellgrove. He had nowhere to go. He was going too fast. We see Cloud there up at the 48, up high. Oh, collects the 81 of Frattian as well. Send him down into the bottom as well. This is a not very nice place to be in for many of these folks. I'm sure that they are very disappointed to be where they are now just due to the unfortunate circumstances they catch themselves into. However, I do want to see that catch Brady Floyd made, so we're going to rewind and get to see that. There we go. Looks like, there we go. Looks like Patrick slides up a little bit more than I thought he meant to. Clips Brady just a little bit. That does scuff up his tires, which I'm sure he does not appreciate, but he does save it, which we get to see there. Nice job to Brady keeping the car straight. Very impressive. All right, with that, we're going to be right back, and we're going to jump up into real time and see just where everybody is and the instant changes we're going to see. With that, Wes Gallo is currently leading this race in the 07. He's got Richard Drake and Jeffrey Belk behind him, though. And it looks like some of these guys are really going to be getting their positions absolutely messed up. And based on what I remember, what Steven said, this is basically the exact thing he doesn't want to happen. Stephen Black getting caught up in these, medium to long runs, and then cautions come out. He does not have the tires nor the strategy to keep him rolling forward. However, he is currently maintaining a 9th place position, so we're going to see how that changes now off of this start. Let's go and bring up our stints to see where everybody's at in terms of tires. West definitely on the oldest ones there. Everybody else going down for either tires or fuel. Interesting play there by Gallo. Might end up serving him well in the long run, maybe not. We're definitely going to have to see now as we continue on here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series for the My Car, My Cause presented by WEAG Designs. All right, now as we roll through turn number 3, approaching the restart zone as we roll through, and green flag. Belk goes right around as fast as possible. 3 wide already there, 4 wide, 5 wide I think we had there for a second there towards the rear. That dog leg means everybody just drives super aggressively. What a move for many of these, though. As we continue to roll forward, Stephen Black right now up into 7th, already able to make oh boy, that's not a good thing. You want to see Floyd around. Oh, goodness. 20 of Brady Floyd got a lot of damage from that one, and so did the pack. We'll be right back and see just what happened there to bring out that incident, and something tells me that that exit of 2 could really use some PJ1 track compound, because yikes. That has been multiple times we have seen incidents there, not off of just the exit 2, but down the backstretch itself. I'm not sure if it's just too dusty or if something else is going on there, but it has been a non-stop point of contention for many of these guys. All right, let's go and see what happened here. Follow along with the 20 of Floyd there, hoping to get around Caluccio. He goes up to the wall, hits it, because he looks like he was falling the 39 of Frattian, who pulls down out of the way. I think Floyd just has the car a little bit too unsettled, doesn't know what to do. Tries to save on to the best he can. Net codes Stephen Black there, it looks like. Sends him spinning and goes around. See those roof flaps come up to protect the cars from rolling over. And it looks like due to the way that went, oh, big collision there into Snyder and into Frattian there, who looks like he took his fast repair finally to get a fresh car, and Cloud there as well. Brady Floyd collecting many cars in this incident, not helping him one bit. That does not only just put Floyd down, but many as well, potentially even their race hopes destroyed off of that one, as we see Brady Floyd there sitting in the pits, having to get a fair amount of repairs, as Richard Drake is currently going to be leading this field with Jeffrey Belk behind. Well, you'd think due to our number of cautions we'd have a large number of guests joining us up right now, but that is not the case, as our cautions not only go by relatively quickly, but they're all very busy. However, potentially with this one we might have some time. We do! We do have some time. Who do we bring up? Let us grab... This is a good question. I should have thought about this before. Let's grab Paul Adams and see how he's doing. Paul, Snow the Boot, do you read me?
Yeah, I got you, Noah.
Currently running in 8th position with a pretty nice car. How have you been surviving this entire race so far?
I gotta be honest, I'm not too sure. I mean, things have been pretty crazy out there. I think I might be the only one with a 0x tonight. I'm trying to keep the car clean. So far, so good.
Wait. Back up. Did you say that you have a 0x right now?
Yeah, I might have just jinxed myself, but yeah, so far.
Oh man, I should... Still, regardless, the fact you've been able to survive this long with a 0x is insane. That means no fast repair either.
No, I still got one of those handy, so we'll see if we'll need it here. Car's been fast, so I think we might have a shot here, depending on what happens in front of me. Like I said, I've been able to keep it clean. I'm going to try to do it a couple more times here.
How's the competition been with all these cautions?
Oh, it's been good. It's been bouncing back and forth. I mean, I've been out the front for a lot of it, so I haven't really seen a lot of guys, but up front it's been pretty fast.
All right, well, it's been great to see, and you've been doing a remarkable job of keeping yourself rolling forward and putting on a good show for us. Who do you have to thank for such a great race car here tonight?
Big shout out to Sick Kids Hospital and their foundation. Their charity's fantastic. Spent a lot of time there as a kid, so big shout out to them tonight.
All right, well, thank you much for your time, Paul. I do appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.
Number 28, Paul M. is going to be starting in 8th on this next restart. See Brady Floyd rolling back up to the field. Trying to make it up there. As Richard Drake is going to lead us to the green with Jeffrey Buck alongside. Second row is going to be Gallo and Fiedler now. Black and not too much further behind. It's green flag. That outside lane got a lot better of a start this time. Gallo goes down there to the bottom, hoping to get around as fast as possible. That is the game you have to play as he rides that bottom. He's going to take it all the way down. It looks like Snellgrove is going to follow. Oh, collision into black there for Gallo. They continue rolling on forward. Steven will not appreciate that now as they head through the backstretch. Jeffrey Belk leads this race with Richard Drake not far behind, but his teammate Fiedler even closer. Stephen Black now has to battle with Greg Snellgrove for position here, as Greg has been pretty quick when it comes to passing opportunities. However, it looks like Stephen might have some fresher tires and a little bit more of a consistent line. He's able to rocket through. Oh, that's going to be a car down on the bottom. Paul M's absolutely taken out by, I believe himself, commentator's curse. There it is. However, I do believe he'd kept it off of everybody, so we'll take a rewind and see what happened there. Unfortunately, I may have cursed him. Sorry, Paul. However, that looks to be a pretty clean car he's got, so could be worse. We'll be right back. Well, as I said, I do believe I definitely gave him a little bit of a commentator's curse. It happens. It happens. You can see off of the exit of 2, he's on the bottom, and the rear end just comes around. That had, like I said, it's been the common theme we have seen all race. It's not just Paul that we've seen it from so many guys. Experienced and inexperienced. It's just one of those things, apparently. It looks like Snyder is able to dive out of the way just in time. Same with Brady Floyd, Jennings, and it looks like everybody else as well. Ooh, very close there for Jennings, and I believe... who is that there? Ah, yes, Seguin. Sylvan Seguin there. Getting around there in the 66. Very close for many of them. Still, surprised he was able to really recover it so much. But hey, he's got it. Well, as we head back up now, we can see that your field is beginning to restack once again as we start coming up here. And starting in fourth, it's going to be Patrick Caluccio. You know, we don't often get to speak to Patrick. We got a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and bring up Patrick and see how things are going. Hey, Patrick, Snow in the booth. Do you read me?
Hey, Noah, how you doing? It's the first time this year.
I know. I was like, it's been a while since we've spoken to you, so I thought it was a good time to bring you up. We've got some time.
Oh, we got plenty of time, man. We can sit here and have a beer if you want.
Wait a minute. Are you implying that you're offering alcohol to a minor?
Oh, right. No. No one heard that at all.
Regardless, how have you been doing? It looks like you got a pretty good car here tonight.
Honestly, I'm just trying to survive, man.
I think that
just trying to survive.
Yeah, I think that has been the name of the game so far tonight. Who can get through as long as possible? But it looks like you've been doing a pretty good job so far. I haven't seen you in too many of the wrecks. I saw you in some of the earlier on ones, but that's been it so far.
Yeah, that was just kind of like nowhere to go and then dying somewhere else. It's just been that. I know I hit the wall at one point, and yeah, but besides that, right now it's just trying to keep Steve behind me, which is going to be hard to do, and get by these guys in front of me, which is no small task, so...
Well, you've been able to get yourself into fourth for now, and you've still got a decent race car, and a lot of these guys I already know are not only just out of fast repairs, but out of time in the pit road as well. I think you can see that with some of the damage you can see around them.
Yeah, I'm in the out of fast repairs and pit road things, so I'm in that boat.
Well, we're definitely going to have to see how it goes. Who do you think for such a great race car here tonight?
I want to thank Greg. I want to thank all the guys at ADM, Dirtco, all the guys over there, all the sponsors and stuff. So I want to thank all that.
All right. Well, thank you much for your time, Patrick. I do appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.
Number 18, Patrick Caluccio. I know he is excited for next week where we go to Dirt Bristol. Dirt is his thing, and I know he's very excited to see what he can do there. Well, with the IRC.com pace car, we're going down pit road. It's going to be Equipment Geek leading us to the green. Jeffrey Belk and Brandon Fiedler. 55 and the 39. They've been the iconic duo so far. See how that goes here as they go through the restart zone, and green flag. Promise, I'm trying to get better at those calls. Decent start there out of Belk. He's able to ride that bottom and able to stay ahead of Drake. He's got a lot of people close up to him, though. See Stephen Black in the rear view here as well, running in fourth. Oh, dear. There it is. I have a slight feeling that I should stop bringing people up. I'm going to take that. Figuring as it's happened twice now. In a row. Yeah. What are the odds? Anyway, we'll be back. Well, like I said, what are the odds? We're going to see how it looks going forward here. Marshall, good to see you out in the chat. So go ahead and resume here so we can see what's going on. It looks like Will Cloud and Greg send it 3 wide there on Patrick. And Greg slides up the track a lot. Slams into Patrick there, goes down to the bottom. Will stays on the bottom there, and netcode. Sends the 22 into the 18, 48 into the 18, and it becomes chaos. However, it looks for chaos okay. As Will Cloud, never mind, takes out Brian Frattian there. Does not help things one bit going forward as he slides back up the track. I think Rob Carl was able to avoid Greg, though, as he slides back up the track. And does Tyler avoid him? Nope. Frattian is a time bomb as he goes through, collecting a few other cars. Wow. As I said, we are going to stop bringing people up because, yeah. Brandon, good to see you in the chat. Why are you sorry? It's me that's cursing you, I think. I think. Anyway, I'm not sure. Jeffrey Belk leading this race for now. Behind the pace car. Richard Drake there right alongside, who I know wants to get by. We're going to have to see who's going to be able to do it. We know that Richard Drake has had the speed in the past. Not too much longer left to go here in this hair of a caution fest. However, at least this is not the race that must not be named. It's more entertaining than that. It's actually had some runs here. And there's things to do. Speaking of some things that we can talk about there, we can once again go through some of our guys' foundations and charities and such. One of them being Brandon Fiedler's here. The National Canine Cancer Foundation. I know that he definitely loves his dogs, the ones that he has and had. So, continue supporting those positive memories and hope we can fight cancer, especially for our canine companions. Another one we can talk about. We got a fair number here, but let's see if we can get a good one. Jeffrey Belk there. We can talk about Jeffrey Belk, who wants to support his loved ones and, bring awareness to PCOS and really show his support. So it's good to see him out on track. He's been getting some nice airtime for it, and I know that his little one out there will definitely appreciate it. So with that, though, the iRacing.com pace car does pull off here at Phoenix as we head down the backstretch. We'll have to ask Richard Drake what his thing was earlier, because I don't know. Let's see there on his car. Stephen Black there with his Special Operations Warrior Chevrolet. And Will Cloud there in the St. Jude Children's Hospital Toyota. Welcome back into CASCAR. Marshall, you just remember you do have to pay an entrance fee for these Cup Series starts as they go. Interesting start there out of Drake as he wavers up to the high line, really trying to get out of the way, I think. But Stephen Black just pushing right behind him as Jeffrey Belk has the lead. 20 laps. That's all it takes to get around and finish out this race. Can we do it? That is the question of the night. It's going to bring up our stint. That's going to be a no. Didn't even have to. Oh, goodness. We'll be right back. We resume here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series, following along here. Got the 2 of Rob Carl and the 34 there of Matt Stewart, subbing in for Kyle Mundell as they head into turn number 3. I think he overbrakes just a little bit. Yep, that's what it looks like. Breaks it, rear end starts coming around, and he's gone. Starts really starting to go in there, too. It's surprising how long he was able to hold on to it. Long enough there for Rob Carl to just go around. And it looks like he ends up overcorrecting it. Yep, there it goes. And the 34 straight into the wall. Comes down, clips Snellgrove. I think he's able to just barely hold on to it. He is. And, wow. Yep, we can see Greg was able to save it. Goodness gracious. This has been quite the event here so far in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series, and I know it definitely comes to a rival of a of a caution count, that's for sure. 140 laps, 140 miles we have here at this short track. As we approach quite a bit of a limit now, we have been streaming for about an hour and a half. Thank you to everyone that has been able to tune in so far. I greatly appreciate it, as does everyone out in the races as well. Well, to give some, point to us being here, got to give a huge thank you over to Schroeder Plumbing, family-run company that has been in business for 5 decades over in the southeast Wisconsin area, who specialize in residential new construction and remodeling plumbing services. They will also work with you and builders to bring you your dream home or work on your own remodeling. Give them a call over at 262-971-0401. That number is again 262-971-0401. Schroeder Plumbing. Also got to thank WEAG Designs for giving us a fantastic, idea for a race out here. Everybody getting a, cause that they really want to put out there to support, and I think it is a very important thing, because there are so many important causes out there that all deserve attention, but all things also that we should just, know about as well. Some warming up the tires there of Wes there in his Davey Allison tribute car. Donate to life. Become an organ donor. I know many states, including New York, have programs to set it up so there, if you get injured, you can, not injured, if you do unfortunately pass away unexpectedly, your body can go to help out many other people, as did Allison's, where he was able to help 93 individual people. And that's exactly why I'm signed up for it too. It's because that's the kind of stuff that you really want to support out there. Anyways, we see that nice 07 roll by in 5th position. It's going to be Jeffrey Belk leading us off from the start, with Richard Drake alongside Stephen Black in 3rd, Fiedler in 4th. iRacing.com CASCAR pulls off once again as we head down the backstretch. See Tyler Hallahan up into 7th position there in the 88 Moose Fraternity Chevrolet. Maybe now I can get a little bit more airtime for that thing now that the race has gone through, and as you can see, more and more cars are taking licks. Well, as we head up to the front, here we go through the restart zone, and wait for it, it's going to be green flag. Down straight to the bottom, Belk and Black go. Battling into turn 1 and now 2. We can see all these cars built up so close together. 3 wide. They're going to be entering down through the backstretch, but they back out of it down to 2. That is a smart choice. You do not want to continue racing 3. We've seen the chaos that has ensued so far. Down to the bottom again for Belk there. I think he is kind of thinking to himself, tires be gone. It does not matter. He's got to keep ahead for as long as possible, with Richard Drake being right there, taking away the lead as of now. Slide there from the 55. He saves it. Files in right in front of his teammate and behind Drake. Through 4 they go. It's a battle to see who can end up where. Stephen Black down into 5th position. Rob Carl able to get alongside and by Brandon Fiedler now in 3rd. Belk still has to try to recover to get around the 41, but it just is going to be a constant waiting game. We see 39 of Fiedler there holding up. Rob Carl does not want to let him through at all. Get some good team points there for Mickey Racing. Rob has had a rough last couple of races aside from his win, so I know he still wants to make a good recovery. See now that the experimentation lines is really going to start coming into play, as these guys really do want to do anything to make it. And as I said way earlier in the broadcast, if you were here, if you remember it, I said Richard Drake was going to be a dark horse, and guess what? I was right! Richard Drake there in the number 41 Toyota Camry, taking it away. As he rolls away from Jeffrey Belk and Rob Carl now, who's gotten himself into 3rd. Got to try his best to make a recovery. Fiedler is going to hold up Black, though, for as long as humanly possible. We all know it. Does not want to let him through. Several cars out, unfortunately, due to the interesting events of this race. But it's definitely been an interesting one, that is for sure. We see Carl there right on the rear bumper of Belk. Does not want to let him through one bit. Bit of a slide up to the outside, though. That's going to open the door there for... There you go. Very close between the two. See the 55 now shuffled into... Not quite, actually. Not worked out in Carl's favor. Now actually putting him a bit further behind him. I think he wanted Drake that gap in an interesting spot. Let's go and bring up our information on, as soon as we see what these guys are on tires. Very similar age. That is aside from Paul M's a bit further back and Caluccio as well. However, I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference as of now. Street continues to lead ahead of Belk and Carl now as they run into turn number 3. Belk slides up again. I think he's really figured out a bit of a different line. If he goes up to that wall and is able to kind of chop down, maybe lets him build up a bit more speed. But maybe not chop him too... I don't know. These guys are the race car drivers, not me. Alright, now as we see these guys continuing to file single file, they really want to make sure they finish out this race, I think. Will Cloud now in 9th position. He's going to be able to hold on to it to get himself a nice top 10 coming back. Brady Floyd! Recovery up into 8th. Still a lot better than where he started. He's happy to be up there. West Gallo in 7th there. The 07 and 7th. There we go. M's in 6th, and it's going to be a battle now between these two. Carl had it for a second ahead of Belk. However, this fighting that these two are having is real good for Richard Drake ahead. It's going to be 3 wide through here. There's the dog leg. Let's see what's Black's going to do. He's going to stay back. Does not show his hand quite yet. As soon as I say that, though, he pulls alongside Fiedler. We know the interesting history between these two. Start of this race, Fiedler took out Black unintentionally, I do believe. Straight continues to lead now. Black still in 4th position. He's trying to get around Carl now, who's looking to get around Belk. This is closing down to the wire. 3 to go. Out of turn 2, they go now into the backstretch. Can they hold on to it each and every single one? Ooh, skim of the wall there for the 2. That's not going to help his chances now as Stephen Black's going to have a hair more momentum. Stephen has a very clean car there. Looks to the inside. It's not enough, though. Can Jeffrey Belk close up the gap to Richard Drake? And can Rob Carl close it up to Belk? And can Stephen Black close it to Carl? Mark LaPierre pulls down out of the way to the bottom. Not to the top, though. That's going to make things a little bit difficult there. It looks like, especially for Stephen Black and Paul Ems, get the real short end of the stick on that one. But the person that really didn't is Richard Drake, who now has a half a second lead ahead of closest competitor, Jeffrey Belk. Rob Carl not too much further behind. This is going to be a battle straight to the end. I'd be surprised if we see a intense center skim of the wall there for the 98 of Stephen Black. Paul Ems goes down to the bottom. Doesn't have it. And this is going to be your final run to the finish. Richard Drake takes home the victory here at Phoenix, with Jeffrey Belk finishing 2nd and Rob Carl in 3rd. Your top 5 are Drake, Belk, Carl, Black, and Fiedler. Tyler Hallahan finishes in 10th position with Floyd and Cloud unfortunately getting sent further back. And Richard Drake did not go on the podium stand. I am actually kind of angry. I literally put several announcements saying to do so. I won't lie, I'm genuinely kind of angry. Well, with that, that has concluded our race here at Phoenix. What an event we had! Many, many cautions, bringing us to a hour and 40 race time. Goodness, it's been a while. That is for sure. Got to give a huge thank you to everyone that was able to make it out to this event. It's certainly been an interesting one. Well, with that though, let's go and bring up our third place finisher, Rob Carl, and see what his thoughts are and how he was able to handle the stresses that were this race. Rob is open the booth. Do you read me?
Hello?
There we go. All right. Good to see you up here in the podium position. A recovery you've been making over these last few races.
Yeah, I surprised myself a little bit tonight. Pocono's never been one of the strong tracks, and to come out with the top five, let alone a podium, we'll take it.
For sure, it makes a lot of sense to me. What was your biggest struggle of tonight?
I'm gonna say dirty air, trying to get around people, avoid the wrecks, and make clean passes.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, that was something everybody was struggling with, but you did handle it quite well, getting yourself, after several incidents earlier on, up into podium position and very close to Jeffrey Belk ahead.
Yeah, I had to use that fast repair early on. Had me a little bit nervous going forward through the rest of the race. I had to keep my nose clean, but try and also push forward to get where we ended up.
Well, you certainly did a great job of it. Who do you have to thank for such a great race car here tonight?
My family, my wife, everyone back at home who supports me on the sim and Triad Racing, and I got my buddy on here running the league with us, Wesley, now too. So we'll do the Goodwin Carl Racing.
There we go. Awesome. That's great to see, and I hope that you can continue to have a good run, Carl. You've been doing a great job of it.
Thank you.
That is going to be the number 2, Rob Carl, finishing in a nice third place position. That's great. 4 points. Let's go ahead and bring up your second place finisher, Jeffrey Belk. Jeff is open the booth. Do you read me?
Yeah, I got you. How you doing, Noah?
I'm doing quite well, but I imagine that you must be feeling fantastic finishing in a great second place position.
Yeah, it feels good. I gave him a hell of a run, though.
That is sure you did. I'd actually said way earlier on in the start of this race that Richard Drake was going to be the dark horse. Right at the end was going to take it, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the amount of damage he had on his end, and he was still able to keep up there with us and, just eke us out there at the end.
What would you say is your strongest point here at this track? I mean, you clearly must have had several to get all the way up into second.
I'll tell you this. I'll let you know once I figure it out. I have no clue how I got up here.
Has that been the last several races? You keep saying that.
Yes, it's been the last several races, but this is the first one where it's really like, how?
Well, what a move you've been able to make, not just in terms of point standings, but overall a nice recovery from the constant ups and downs that this roller coaster of a race was.
Yeah, that was a big roller coaster. I know we took damage there on that restart, and lucky was able to get that fixed. Big shout out to the crew for fixing that.
Yeah, still a wonderful job done by you and your team here tonight at Phoenix for the My Car, My Cause presented by WEAG Designs. Who do you thank for such a great race car?
As always, 4 Cloak Media, Equipment Geek, NASCAR Geek, everyone at EGR, Sports Star Shock, especially this week, my wife, because of the PCOS Association on the car. You, as always, for broadcasting, everyone out there for tuning in.
All right, well, thank you much for your time, Jeff. I do appreciate it, and congratulations on the second place finish.
Thank you very much.
Now it's time to bring up your race winner, Richard Drake. Richard's open the booth. Do you read me?
I got a copy, Noah.
Well, I got one big question for you at first.
Absolutely, shoot.
Why didn't you go on the victory lane?
Well, I think the biggest reason is I was so overwhelmed. I did not expect to win that race at all. That yeah, I just basically came to a stop and was just kind of shaking my head in amazement. I was definitely pumping with adrenaline at the end of that one.
I can certainly believe it. What a move you're able to have. Actually, at the start of this race, I did say that you were going to be the dark horse of this race, and look what ended up happening.
Well, I'm happy to prove you right if that's what you were saying for sure. Man, I was discussing with my dad, who's my spotter and crew chief in this, and we were just joking to ourselves that nothing went right this race. We had some errors in the pit stops, messed up taking fuel once. We thought we had a full tank of fuel, and I noticed at the very end that if it weren't for a caution, we'd have lost a lap over that. And beyond that, we just had a lot of issues, a lot of wrecks at the beginning. We used the fast repair and then still had a bunch of damage we had to fix after that. So man, we've certainly had races where I thought we were in much better shape and we didn't pull away with the checkered flags. So go figure. Tonight we have a pretty rough race overall and are able to get it done for those last laps where it counts.
Absolutely. I mean, that's very impressive. Would you say that this really is kind of more of a luck win more than anything? But you must have had some speed.
Yeah, it's a bit of luck for sure, but I'd say probably where maybe my speed came in is I got to make that final pass on the outside, and even in real life, I absolutely love the outside groove. It's really easy to have a clean battle when people are too wide that way, and honestly, I'd always prefer being on the outside. Anybody who knows me from watching me locally, that's where I am. So I liked kind of running that upper groove, and especially in turn one, I found I was able to make it stick tonight, and yeah, Jeffrey was really giving me a heck of a battle. Awesome driving by him, and we battled a couple times throughout the night. So, but yeah, I was happy to have the groove I wanted, and I guess that restart, I almost picked the outside on the restart where he got around me, and then at the end, it worked out being out there.
It definitely did work out in your favor towards the end, and I think your real life experience did definitely help you here. And what a show you're able to put on for the audience, and I think we all got to give a huge thank you for that. And a congratulations is certainly in order. How are you going to celebrate your race win?
Yeah, I'll definitely with my family. They're always cheering and supporting for me. One of, as you say, the fans who really we do this for, and we like to put the shows on for us. So big shout outs to everybody watching. Thanks a lot for that. And this was the My Cause racer that we were scheduled to have on the CASCAR rotation here. So I'll give a shout out to free software in general. My paint scheme tonight was done up with a bunch of different free software mascots, the Free Software Foundation and the EFF, and bunch of different programs. So I really like the idea of the community being able to contribute to the software that we use. A lot of us do basically everything on computers these days. So big shout out to them and the KDE project. If you're looking for just different software, check out KDE. They make stuff not only for Linux but also for Windows and Mac.
All right. Well, thank you much for your time, Richard. I do appreciate it, and congratulations once again on the race win.
Thanks very much, Noah, and thank you for broadcasting.
That is going to be Richard Drake, the number 41, winning again here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. This is going to have some nice big playoff implications. Not just playoff, though, points in general. As we are here to round out our stream, now clocking in at 1 hour and 50 minutes. Goodness. Thank you very much to everyone that has tuned in here tonight. I certainly do appreciate it, as does everyone out on the track. What a show it was indeed, and a very long one at that when it came to the cautions. But as usual, CASCAR never fails to impress when it comes to the interestingness of each of their races. So with that, once again, got to give a huge shout out to Schroeder Plumbing, who puts on our fantastic Cup Series, and to WEAG Designs, who gave us this fantastic My Car, My Cause race. Certainly do appreciate it, and you should check out Wes's stuff for that. And with that, that is going to be it from me. Thank you also to my partner, Pierce Graphics, who puts on our fantastic overlay package each and every single week. It puts on a lot of awesome stuff. Check out his stuff, mine, and a whole bunch of other things that are associated with me over on my website. That is www.forcloak.net. You can check out our Instagram at forcloak_media. And with that, that is going to be it. And I'll see you all next week for Dirt Bristol. So better strap in. You got quite of a race coming up. I'll see you.